Alrighty, welcome back to some Stationeers. Going back for our Brutal Venus, and I gotta make sure I was getting this thumbnail earlier. I want to make sure that yeah, okay, load latest, that'll be fine. So, I didn't stream last night because I had this weird thing going on. If you've ever had it where you lose your sense of balance or everything, but that's kind of where I was, and that when you got a pounding headache and it hurts to think. I had that without the headache as well, so it was really weird. I figured it was just better to scrub the day instead of stumbling through it. So, ooh, we're getting warm in here, so we are still running away on the heat. Yep, okay. Good enough on the hygiene there. So, hopefully I am done adding extra heat into the system. I will double check that, because I want to catch back up on the cooling. So I may need to disconnect. Actually, I think it already is disconnected.
Temperature high.
It's hot. It's hot in here, so I'll leave that as is. So we're struggling. I did add some cooling, so I think we're good. There, this is... Oh, yeah. We have essentially no heat exchange over here. We have some good heat exchange over here, at least. Oh, yeah. Real good. Not the greatest. That... I wish that was a lot higher. So... Find the pixel, whatever. So we do have very limited cooling. Okay, I guess not that limited. That's 11 kilojoules. Now, that's still not great. I feel... Yeah. How are we doing over here? 31 megapascals. We are hot, hot, hot. But we're still safe. Nitrogen. This black pipe. Wait a minute. Am I looking at the wrong black pipe? Okay. So this right here is... Oh, okay, let's get that. Nitrogen filter, I'm going to need two pumps. Yep, okay. I want to get my nitrogen filtration for the base figured out, because that was on the checklist from like 3 weeks ago. It's time to get that done. And there's very little in there that needs to be removed, but I just want to get that off the checklist and stop running by it and thinking about it every single time. So I'm gonna grab that, and yeah, there, that'll be enough. Okay, let's go do that real quick. I think it might have an IC in it already. No. We'll see if the IC is in there. There is an IC in there. Awesome. Okay, so let's slap that in there. Do that, and then we're gonna do... Let's see... There we go. That's the way that needs to go. So we're going to have waste pipe, and on this side it's going to be nitrogen. It's a straight 5. broke that down the wrong way. Straight 10. That. 3. Think down. There we go. So we're going to have nitrogen out this end. And then there's that. Okay, then rename everything like I like to do. This is N2. Okay. N2 and N2. 10. I think my script does that automatically, but I'm not positive. Better safe than sorry. Let's go ahead and that. And there's that. Okay. Why can't I grab the chip? Okay, that definitely does not look big enough. Or enough code. That one looks better. Okay. So let's pop this out here. Throw that in here. Ooh. Let me copy that, throw that into Notepad. It's the only bad thing about... I guess I could use a library. Alright, we're going to throw that in there. Got that. Got that. Okay. So now we will import what is on this chip. And make sure this is... Okay. That works. So we're going to switch these chips out. I'm going to export you. My suit must have ran out of power. Or not my suit, my lamp. That's okay. Alright. Okay, this should go relatively quickly, because that's all that's left in there is nitrogen. And then that'll inject it over here. Good. Okay. So now that we'll finally empty out the waste pipe completely. Okay. Alright. Okay, now our temperature... Okay, we are... What are we dumping? 12 kilojoules, I think is what we have. So this is 2 kilojoules. You're dumping 1 kilojoule. You're dumping... Yeah, we'll average it out to 2 kilojoules for those. How are we doing over here? That's not too bad. Okay. You're idle, right? Okay, that's good. Good. Oh, what are you dumping? Okay, you're jumping 2 kilojoules. So this is probably causing a lot of my problem. But it didn't help that I polluted the air by punching a hole in one of these ceiling panels. That's one of my big problems. So we are slowly regaining. Slowly regaining. The extra system over here will have, there we go, nice, yeah, okay, so 12 kilojoules, okay, we'll get there. Alright, so the next task at hand was to work on that ordering system. So edit, that should be in my clipboard still. So that's just my my notepad, so to speak. Oh, right. Yeah, let's change this out. Okay. So I'm debating on this chip actually having more functionality, because right now all it's doing is controlling the valves on the back side. And wondering about pressures. Wondering about pressures. There's only one that actually needs to have a specifically targeted pressure. So let's see. One of these is going to run at like 50. I got the paperwork here. So one of these is going to run at 50 megapascal, maybe a little bit higher, because that's the bare minimum. So it's probably going to try to... It's going to have to figure out if it's in the temperature range and circulate air if it's not. That's the only way it's going to work. Pressure inside and outside should be relatively the same, with the exception of this one, which is going to be dynamic. It's going to be going from between 2.4 megapascals and 30 megapascals. So that's going to be a challenge in of itself. So do I do a memory chip with the name strictly for pressure? That's how I would do it for this guy. Having this guy control the pressures and temperatures inside the furnace. I think that's the way to go. Or do I have the order system do it? So there's going to be another IC that's going to house it, or it's going to house the order system. 137, so it's still hot. This is that's the cooling pipe. Obviously, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, and I've got that, so it'll stop. That can still make an alloy. Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so order system, we were determining... Well, let's look at what we've got on the notepad. So, let's see. We need a chip that places the ingot orders. And so it's iterating through the silos, determine if it can make blah, blah, blah. Loop back and reiterate. Chip that handles the orders. Okay, so we need one that makes the orders, or places the orders, and one that fills the orders. Oh yes, a loader. Get recipes. Maybe there's one that's going to be the recipe chip. Okay, so we need at least 3 housings. At least 3 housings. So let's start over here and get a housing. We'll print off 3, because that's what I estimated. From the electronics printer, if I can click the button, see what we're missing. Steel and solder. I'm almost out of solder. And there's gonna be steel floating around here. There's steel. That's silver. I don't know why it's damaged. Yeah, spit you out. Gotta turn you on to spit you out. Okay. Ooh, curveball. I really should put a atmospherics kit in the other room as well for cooling. Alright, so we'll print off 3 of those. Ooh, that's a lot of copper. And then we pull out the IC10 chips. And might as well print off 3 of those. Actually, don't I have a... I do have a housing over here. That's okay. That's fine. It's fine, man. We're all friends here. Okay. And then... Oh, I do have an atmospherics kit. That's cool. So I can consider... let's see, the green... Or the... Yeah, that pipe's going to be over here. Yeah, we could do this. We'll do that. Okay, that works. Are we done? We are. Pull the lever. And that's going to need electrum. Ooh, and literally the rest of my solder. One problem that I'm going to have is that my smelter over here is too hot. That's part of the problem. I can't, well, you know what? I could throw a thing of lead through there. Which one are you? You're nickel, you're lead. Thank you. Okay, so... Okay, We want it to go to the end, right? Can I close you? Somehow close you. I don't think I can actually trigger you closed. I don't think I can close it. Other than maybe I can do that. I don't know. Either way, I still need... Yeah. Either way, I still need something to do with that. Okay. Did I only have one selected? Oh, five electrum. Do I have any more electrum anywhere? I don't. So I will have to make some electrum. Which... Can I... Wonder if I can do this and have them combine. I don't think that works that way. Actually, technically it does, yeah. Because it'll come out all in one. There we go. 57. I can work with that. Gold. I will just grab a thing. First off. Still have to use a stacker. I'll just grab the darn ores. Now, Electrum... The 2.4. Okay, so we need a... excuse me. Silver. I do not have a silver. That's unfortunate. I do not have gold, so I would have to go through and do that. Great, alright. Crap. Just got complicated. More complicated than it really needs to be. Well, who am I kidding? That's how I designed it. To be complicated. Well, let's see. We got a passive vent and we have an active vent. We can go ahead and do that. Let's grab, let's grab those. Okay.
Hunger caution.
I'm hungry. Active vent. Gonna be like that. Air conditioner is going to be furnace room. This is input.
Hydration critical.
Not the greatest. That'll work. I don't have enough for the red. Oh Lord, I hope there's a T-junction in there. I hope there's a T-junction in there. Where's that pipe? Oh good, it's just on the other side of the wall. I don't think I need 10. 5. Go like this, and then we will go up. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why? Why? What are you thinking? At least if I blow out this wall, it won't hurt. Blow out the floor, that could always makes me nervous. So, let's try that again. I would rather have the blue pipe. Because that's what we're doing. The cool. Cool, oh, that's why. Where's the cool pipe? Crap, doesn't go all the way through. Does not go all the way through. There might actually be some instructions. Okay, is there anything that I see in the way? Okay. Alright. I think we might be okay. I think. This is a very small section of pipe. Oh, good lord. So, it might not be a problem. Oh, good. Good lord. Stop it. Five. Okay, 5. 10. Okay. And we can't. Yeah, so we gotta come out this way. That, and okay, there we go. So we can dump some heat eventually. I guess it's time to go get a drink of water. Inward. This is really hard to see. Down. Go. Make sure that turns on. It does. Okay. Alright, let's go eat and drink. Let's do this real quick. Import. Okay, drop that in there. Do I... Yeah, I guess that makes sense to do that. Okay. Alright. So it's going to work a little bit until the temperature is just stupid. A little bit of condensation of the different elements here. Low enough, I think it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well, a little bit of cooling. A little bit of loading this system a bit harder. But I think we're slowly losing some temperature. Very slowly. Yeah. Eat, drink. I think we're good on power, possibly for a little while, but you won't make any assumptions there. So there. Some water. Okay. So we'll go out to mine some silver and gold. And then we will do 100 inch. Yeah, we're burning through the hygiene with the suit on all the time. Okay. Any other plants that have died? Some stuff that's not too happy with the temperature, but as long as it stays sensible in here, that's what I really want. But we'll go do our little mining. So first things first, pull that out, then we'll get that ready. Do this, turn our AC on. Turn on our glasses. Whoa! then there's a bunch of silver over this way. That's lead. That is silver. We will go get the silver. I'm not necessarily fond of that location. So this going through the degasser is not a problem. Well, I guess it is a problem because I think it's... Does this have nitrous or volatiles? I'll look it up. It's one of those gases. Might be a problem if it's volatiles. Okay. Punch a hole out of the mountain. Okay, this is more silver. Sure. Oh. Oh. I gotta be careful. Got a lot of silver. I didn't bring a backpack. Come on. Dig me out. Okay. Oh, wow. Now, gold. Gold. There's coal over this crest. More silver. Don't need more silver. I need gold. That's copper. Whoa, big hole. Iron, coal, copper, silver. Lots of iron and coal in this hill. Silver or silicon? Silicon. That's one that I can't differentiate just from a glance. Silver and silicon almost look the same. Oh, there we go. There's some gold over here. Intertwined with the iron. So let's move this over here, just in case we hit some iron, which indeed looks like we are. Need a stack of this. Really, that's all I need is a single stack, but we could double up on it. I still degas everything except for the lead. And actually, the more that I degas without combusting, the better. Okay, there is a. Don't suck me in. Okay. And there's a little bit of... Well, yeah, it's not. Well, let's go that way towards the artificial sun. There's more gold. You know what? I will pick off just enough. Okay. Well, you know what? Heck. Shoulda packed a backpack. Oh well. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Hey, I can see. Okay, artificial sun that I can see through the mountain. I will say that lighthouse does better than I ever anticipated. If that indeed, looking from all the craters, I'm pretty sure that is where my base is. Oh yeah, and I recognize that hole in the where I mined out some coal. So yeah, you can see my lighthouse through the mountains. Okay. I buy that. Nice. Okay. Whoa. Although I don't know why the lights are still on, quite frankly. But maybe it's... I forget what... Oh, there, they went off. Okay. I kind of forget what the logic was. So, Electrum... I think I can... oh, I guess I can turn these off. And put that away. So first and foremost, silver. What's... Silver has NOS. Okay, so that could be a problem. We'll go ahead and cycle back. Nope, let's stay back. Just gonna suck air in. The lead, the solder is going to be a problem. Solder is going to be a problem because I need colder temperatures. That's the hardest part. Solder can't be above 500, so technically that furnace that's in there could actually make me what I want. Let's grab the backpack and load things up. Oh, I wanted to see what my composition is. What is my composition over here? We are very minuscule O2, nitrogen. Okay. I will throw the NOS and everything through. Ooh. Yeah, that's going to condense. So we'll throw these separately, because gold and silver shouldn't go in at the same time, because they will indeed combust. So silver. Basically, the gold has to go through its own. Everything. Well, okay, lead's not going through. You know what the heck? Now, lead. Yeah, right. Lead's not going through. And that's already. Yeah, okay. Technically, I think I can take this off. Unless I'm going through airlocks. Or should I throw the gold through first? Okay, we're going to degas the gold. I just don't want it to combust, that's the problem. What the hell? Stupid telemarketers. Get a real job. Okay. Put you there. If they open you up. There we go. Let's put... Stupid monkey. Okay. Well, let's throw the iron and the coal through here. That can go ahead and do its thing. It's a very minuscule amount of oxygen, at least in this pipe network. I don't know what's actually in the furnace. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know why O2 jumped up. That could make a lot of heat. That could make a lot of heat. So we'll let that sit for now. Crap, I need that. Well, we will let something degas in the other furnace. Give me 1 gold ore. Give me 1 silver ore. I cannot make the solder outside because that furnace is too hot. Too hot. But I can make the electrum. I just gotta bring the pressure down. Come here. Make sure we're empty. We are empty. Good. Gold, silver. Okay. Are we output? We want to go down to 2.4. Go a little faster. Okay, there we are. Make sure we're stabilized. Boom. We have electrum inside. Now, one thing I want to know is, I do have O2 in here. Oh, it's volatiles and NOS. It's volatiles and NOS, not O2 and NOS. So, silly monkey. I can't actually degas the silver. Jesus. I can't do cobalt with anything because of the volatiles. Yeah, so I can't do biomass or cobalt. Alright. Good to know. That's working pretty good at cooling the temperature down. Good. Okay. I'm going to leave one of these backpacks here and one over there. The temperature is coming down. That I'm happy about. That I am mucho happy about. Gotta put this on. Oops. Make sure I don't irritate my lungs because I was an idiot. I was an idiot and popped a hole in the base and sucked Venus air. Okay, give me my electrum. So it's interesting, I've been going through airlocks and not having a problem with the lungs until I burned myself. And then it became a problem. Electrum. Go. Fire it up. That will get me the last 2 Yeah, and then I need to do the solder. So I've only got 2 chips now. One of these, you have to figure out. Yeah, I don't know if temperature management. Temperature and pressure, how do I want to encode that? I don't know. Because one option is to have... Oh, crikey, again. Temperature and pressure, 2 different things. I dropped 4 Kelvin, and it's going back up because heating against this. This is yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's funny. So we will need the preloader chip. It's gonna throw the recipes into probably itself, quite honestly. So I guess we can, you know what, let's just throw it here. It's gonna be, this is the cookbook. This is gonna be the waiter. Aha. And the chef, that's what we'll call it. Creative freaking names, I know. I'm gonna run out of cable. Really gonna run out of cable. Cable, coil. I'm gonna go aggressive here. I want 200 freaking cable. Means I need to throw a lot of copper at you. It's not quite enough copper. Even that's not enough copper. I'm gonna have to go make some copper. Jeez. I just want to get my ordering system done. That's all the copper I've got. Get me. Alright, that means we gotta put this monkey suit back on. Close the helmet, turn on the air. Kick that open so I can grab it when I'm done. Okay. Good. Spit it out. Okay. Close that. Go back through. Stupid monkey. Okay. Oh, overshot. I blame the heat distortion effect that needs to go away. I'll take that with me because that's going to go away real soon. An auto walk would be great. Do that, and then yeah, there we go. Okay, so cookbook. Now let's start there. So this is going to be the recipe. Alright, so let's edit. Let's go ahead and clear. So this is the cookbook. Let me pull up my little reference here. So we're going to... I gotta figure out how I'm going to do this. Oops. Let's see. Clear DB. Clear DB. Yeah. Right. Put 0. Wait. Put DB 0. Hash. Iron ingot. Right. Item iron ingot. Okay. Put DB1 hash. Well, this is the problem. So I need to be able to shift these. And maybe I will use an external calculator for this. Right. So what I want to do is... So first off, I'm going to need 8-bit for the quantity. And then it'll be 32-bit for the item hash. So I think it'll be 8-bit left shift and then left, yeah, 32. Okay, I think we can do that. So what I want to do is pull up my programming calculator, if I can ever figure out the shortcut to programmer. There we go. Okay, so with our binary, and let's see, decimal. Well, let's start off with decimal. Oh. Well, wait a minute. This is going to be measured in stacks. So 10. Oh, that's OA. Oh, OA. So we're going to have... Oh, dear. Crap. Okay, so here's the other problem. So this obviously needs iron ore. So I need this. Do I want to throw this into my programmer as decimal? Okay, so this might be the thing. So we're going to put in DB1. So this is item 1 plus quantity. So this is going to be in hex. 0A, that is 10, that is the quantity, and then everything that follows here is the item hash translated to hex. So it'll be 6, 8, Charlie Foxtrot, 7 Alpha 7 7. So that right there is the same as that. That's what we'll do there. Okay, and since we cleared, we don't have to do anything here, so 6 is going to be the furnace to use, in which case this is going to be hash 03, right? That's the furnace to use. 7 is going to be the pressure to use, so the target pressure here doesn't really matter. But I'm going to set to 31 megapascals. So I'm going to run. Temperature to use. Obviously this doesn't really matter all that much. I'm not going to have any pressure or temperature problems. Right. Okay. So maybe I don't care. If there's no temperature here, then I don't care. No. You know what? We're gonna set it. I'm gonna set it to 1850. That's the target. We're gonna be within a window of like 20, I think is my window. Yeah. And current inventory, we're gonna skip that. Okay. All right. So the next 10 is going to be hash item iron copper ingot. And this is going to be a real big issue, but okay. So now we go back here. Now we need copper ore. Grab this. This is going to be a little bit trickier. Yeah, this is a problem because, okay, so maybe I've got to do it. Okay, so the reason for this one is because this is going to be D5, Delta 5, Delta 7, 5, 6, Bravo, Bravo. 0 alpha. Which is going to be that negative number plus 10. So the most significant bit, obviously that's set there. That I gotta wonder about. So we're gonna go 16 hash. We're gonna also go to 03, and we're gonna put db 7 31. Does this matter? I'm trying to figure. $17. Put db 18, 1850. Because pressure matters for certain where they have a specific window. They have to be in that window. Okay. And this is just going to be... And this is just going to be random, basically. Let's see, what's another good one? It's right there. Silver. I got the iron, got the copper. Nickel we do need as an ingot occasionally. Put db 50. Oh, silicon. Now, solder, is that solder ingot? That is item solder ingot, okay. Item electrum ingot. I'm just going down my list at this point. So I skipped lead. I got copper, gold, silver, iron, nickel, silicon. I don't think lead is required. But I think I definitely have room in the stack. I don't know if I've got room elsewhere. Item, steel ingot. Put db90 hash item constant tan. Wow, constant tan ingot. Put db100 hash item invar ingot. Put db110 hash wasp alloy ingot.
Hunger caution.
Okay, inconel ingot. Item Hastelloy ingot. Of course, this is assuming that I have it spelled right on my paper, which is no guarantee.
Hydration critical.
Put db150 hash item stellite ingot. So in this whole thing, the only thing that I am missing is a lead ingot, and I don't think there's actually a use for that. Other than, oops, I screwed up and I smelted my lead. So 21 is going to be the item hash plus, so gald R. So this is the required ingredient. Yeah, and another negative. So if we throw that in, we are going to see Alpha Foxtrot, Alpha 5, 8, Alpha Delta, I think it's a Bravo, and then OA plus 10. And then basically, I think all of these are going to be, well, all of these. What are you doing here? Okay, solder is not. Solder is going to be in 00, as is waspalloy. Waspalloy is also going to be in 00. Okay, electrum, that is going to be the tricky one, because that one requires a different temperature. Constantan, let's see, Invar, waspalloy, hastelloy. So Invar, you are in our, which, you're going to be our 01 furnace. Inconel, let's see, hastelloy is going to be in our 02 furnace. Okay. Constantan is going to be in that one. Inconel is also going to be in that one. Astroloy. And 156. So hastelloy. Yep. Waspalloy. Invar and solder. Okay, so those are set to different. Yep, there we go. And realistically, these only need a specific pressure, but probably in the cookbook need to also. Okay, so let's confirm. It's real quick. Run through here. Temperature's coming down, so we are slowly winning the race on that. Yeah, we're huffing and a puffing already. Open this up. Yeah, it's super hot. Oh, good. The temperature came down in here. That's really good. Plants can breathe easy. Har, har, har. And eventually, I will fix all that is wrong with me. So yeah, I got some ferns that are not happy. I think I apparently lost a wheat, 2 wheats. I did lose my tomato plants. Yeah. And it looks like everything else is kind of on the okay side of business. What I just Yep. Of course, I actually could probably hang out in the greenhouse, but what fun is that? There we are. Let's drop this. Okay. Pull this back out. Go stand over by the wireless deal and go back to editing. So, okay, so gold ingot now from here. Put dB, so 27, no, 26, oh, I see. Put dB 27, so this is going to be the pressure. And for most of these, we'll go ahead and do what we did here. Silicon, solder. Okay, so this is going to be different because this furnace is running at a different pressure. We're going to run it at 51 megapascals because that is what waspaloy requires. Electrum, now this one is special because it is running 2300. That is the special one. 87, Constantan does not needs a minimum pressure of 31 or 20, so we're going to just run at 31. Invar needs a pressure of 19. And that is 107. Waspaloy, okay. Inconel requires a very tight, actually, 23,750 is what we're going to put as the target. All right, let me verify that because it wants. Aha. Yeah, okay, so there is a third pressure setting in here. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it wants between 23.5 and 24 megapascals, so it's got a real tight range on that. Hastalloy requires 25 to 30, so we can do 27 because that's what the furnace is going to be set to. Astroloy requires minimum of, yeah, so we're going to do 31 and it'll be happy. Stellite 157 and that requires 10 to 20, so we're going to do 15. Okay. Invar electrum. You know what? Electrum we can. Okay, I can set that to just 2 megapascals flat. Okay, so that's the pressure set on everybody. I'm going to skip over. Well, okay, I can do all the simple ingots, ingredients, no problem. So silver ore. We grab this again, another negative. So this is Charlie 9 5 Foxtrot 08 Echo Alpha 0 Alpha. Put. So nickel. Get your nickel back here. This is nickel like a pickle. Oh, we've got a positive number. Okay. So keeping the sign bit the same. 6. Okay, all right. So we're gonna have 6 Delta 16 Echo Charlie 0 Alpha. And put DB 51. So silicon. Okay. We have 4-1 Charlie Delta 4833 0 Alpha. Solder. Okay. Now this is where I may. Okay, so the idea is that I'm going to make one full stack of solder. And I think these are additive. So 50 plus 50, you get 100. So in which case I need 5 and 5. So put, DB 61. So first ingredient is going to be, quite frankly, it's going to be this sucker. Except this is going to be 0.5. And then we're going to put DB62. This is going to be the second ingredient. Now this is lead ore, so this is, would have been nice to have that. Okay, so we're going to throw that in the calculator, and we're going to have Foxtrot 4, Alpha 9, 39, Foxtrot 6, 05. And it is that plus 05. Lead. Iron. Yeah, second ingredient, chaos. First ingredient, insanity. Yes. Very well put. I keep trying to spell nickel like pickle. I might as well comment my code very well. If I have room to keep it. Now steel, that's another thing. I got to figure out how to pull steel out. That's going to be a special case because that's going to come from the post-processing side. Electrum. Now this is also 50-50. Put DB71. This is going to be gold. Of course, it's going to be 5. 0.5. And then silver. Put DB72 0.5. Yeah, all fancy. Yeah, that's so I can remember what the heck I'm doing. Coal. I don't actually have coal. No Man's Sky dropped new content today. I saw something about that. 81. So, oh, this is a thing. I can't make just an even 500. I could do 400 or I could do 600. Let's make it 600, right? So for 600 we would need 450, so 9 iron. A 9 iron. And then we would need 3 coal, right? Yeah, 3, 1, yeah, 4, yeah, okay. Coal or coal iron. Coal or. There we go. Let's grab that and throw it in my calculator. 66 Charlie Echo 429603. Coal. Yeah. Now the next. Okay. Now Constantine. Equal parts nickel, equal parts copper. Doesn't necessarily tell you the yield. But Constantine, I think, is additive, right? Copper and nickel. Copper and nickel. Start with a nickel. I'll throw the copper in there, then I'll adjust the comments and stuff. Okay, so 91, 92, 50-50. I think this is additive. I think it's additive. And then Invar, if I'm not mistaken, is iron and nickel. Iron and nickel 50-50. Okay, so iron and nickel. 101, 102. We'll do 55. Okay, now I don't know the return on the super alloys. Is it half? Halfsies, you put in 100 ingredients, you get out 50? Or does it vary? That's Is there anybody, before I get too lost here? I could make an Inconel with, I think, Inconel. All right, so two. So this is 2 gold to 1 steel, 1 nickel. So let's see what I have first. Do I have any nickel? Nickel. I have 7 nickel. Okay. Yep, Venus. A very spicy Venus. I've already cooked my lungs again. But not enough to kill me, which is nice. Nickel, nickel, nickel. Okay, so let's just dump the nickel. I need steel and... Oh, crap, gold. I don't have enough gold. Oh, I got 2. Crap. So I only need 1 of those nickels. That was a waste. Yeah, I've tried some of the cooler planets, and they don't have the same draw to me. Jeez. Oh well, yeah, the air conditioner's heating that up, so let's go ahead and throw this back in. So with this, I need 50 steel. This is as an experiment to see how much I throw in. Steel, 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 steel. You know what? Let's make up steel. We need more steel. Coal? That's lead. Coal? Oop. That's 2. I didn't need 2. Yeah, that's right in here. 1, 2, 3. I will need to throw that through a splitter as well. Splitter. Yeah. Stacker. Do I have a stacker laying around? I don't see. Second Vulcan playthrough. My main problem with Venus is the fog. Yeah, the pressure is what kills me 99% of the time. If it's not the pressure, then it's miscalculating the... well, actually, it's the running out of water that's been killing me. I've been a little bit smarter about the heat, but... Okay, I need a stacker. That's iron and copper, if I'm not mistaken. Iron. Yeet! Oh... Curveball because of the wind. Oh yeah, it does get annoying. Yeah, you can see where I got a little bit of a fog going on, especially during the. Oh hey, we got a storm coming in during the morning hours. Oops. Give me a stacker. And I want just 1. Well, while I'm waiting for that to print. There we go. Go ahead and shut you off. Spit it out. Gee whiz. Okay, let's go make some Inconel and make some measurements. Of course, I should check how...
Low pressure.
Shoot.
Oxygen critical.
Don't do that. I
Pressure
just
critical.
took another percent off my lungs.
Critical. Low pressure.
I got 4 minutes. We can do that. 4 minutes. Yeah. Yep. Foggy, foggy. All right. Let's due diligence. Yep. We're empty. Good. And do that. Do that. Do that. We've got enough temperature. Yeah, we got enough temperature for steel. Now, Inconel. Oh, yeah, we definitely have enough temperature for Inconel. We can actually do that in Venus atmosphere. Stacker. Let's get that stacker. I don't know which way is better. This is just kind of a hack anyway. I'm going to set it to 150. Okay, we're good, right? Yeah. Okay. Give me... Alright. Okay. So now we do 2 gold. 1 steel. Oh, yeah, that doesn't roll. And 1 nickel. So that totaled 200 ingredients. Oh, crikey. I gotta figure the steel thing out. Incanal. Oh, geez, yeah, pressure. Oh, that's 23 point something. Side question? Yeah, go for it. 20 something? 20... Okay, let's make sure we're stable. We're dropping a little. Okay. And we got 50. Okay, so that was a divide by 4.
Waste tank caution.
That was divide by 4. Okay. How to make a liquid mixer via volume pumps. I would assume it would be very similar to using a gas, as you would have to be able to read the total. If you want to do it accurately, you would want a molar weight on one side. Do they actually have a liquid mixer? I don't think they do. Yeah, actually, it's just literally a gas mixer. So yeah, you would probably want to read the mole content of what you're looking for and try to balance it that way as a ratio. So actually, I've seen a lot of people where they prefer to use volume pumps to make their... Ooh, that got warm. Yeah, it got bloated. Yeah, using volume pumps to make their gas mixers too, because they're a little bit more accurate if you have the ability to turn on and off the output. Okay, so the Inconel. Crikey. Let's do this. Let's close that. We'll just throw that out here. So I got 50, so I would have to do 10 times this amount. 10 times this amount to get a full stack. Now that's 500, so that would be 1 full stack of steel, actually. 1 full 500 stack. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, I got the notepad here. Inconel. Oh, yeah, right. Because I couldn't make the other deal. So, Inconel starts off with gold. And we will... oops. Brain fart. 20 is going to be hex 14. It's going to be 20 gold. So take the total moles multiplied by the ratio to get the mole number of X material, then a simple target moles. Yeah, no problem. So let's see. You'd probably be using a pipe analyzer. Liquid pipe analyzer. And I think... Okay, yeah, you'd probably be looking at your total moles times the ratio. Or if, well... What about a liquid tank? Is that... So I thought there was one that... liquid tank. How about putting the word tank in there? That'll work. Liquid tank, because I want a... Small or big, I don't think it matters. I guess you can only read the ratio. I thought you could actually read the molar weight. Total moles. Okay, so... Yep, okay, so... Yeah, you'd be taking your total moles, multiplying by your ratio to get what you're dealing with. Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah, tanks are no longer going to have a data input, if I am output, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, so pipe analyzer for sure. Yeah, although you could probably still base it. You might, if you're going to do a mixer and base on ratio, then you probably can just compare your ratios and not even have to deal with total moles. Unless you're looking for like a target, like for loading up a rocket ship where you want a very specific amount of fuel in there, then you might want to refer to your total molecular content there. Oops, before I screw that up. So we need gold, we need nickel, and we need steel. It's going to be 14 for also 20. No, we only need 10. 0 alpha. And then put DB 1, 2, 3 for steel. Steel. Ingot, because that's what would be. Oh, crap. Programmer. Delta 8 Foxtrot 8 Alpha Foxtrot 8 Delta, and then 1 stack maybe. Okay, because I'm asking is I want to learn how to use the pressure fed liquid engine. Okay, yep, I don't know how to code it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you would be you would read your pipe analyzer for let's see, how would you want to do it? I've never actually played with it, so I don't know what you're gonna have for availability. I guess you could also look at volume. Maybe, okay, pipe analyzer. Oh, that's a good question. So pipe analyzer, liquid pipe analyzer, you got volume of liquid. Okay, so you could fill to a specific volume using volume of liquid, and then just let's just say of volatile. And then if your target is too volatile to 102 or something like that, so that would be 66.7%. So if you were outside of this target range, you would either increase your volatile flow or slow down your O2 flow, or you could even do it in batches too. Well, that's another way to do it too. You could, yeah. So there's lots of different ways. I don't have a video on it. I haven't actually made anything. I've really thought about doing them.
Hunger caution.
But, oh, hang on. Yeah. Sure, we will get rid of this pause because I want another unit. Okay. I don't know why that was even caught by the automod. Yeah, so another way you could do it is you could, if you start with an empty tank, for empty pipe network, for instance, then you could, real easy, you can calculate, I'm just going to use an arbitrary number. Let's say you wanted to use 10,000 liters fuel and 2 volatile to 1 O2. So you could pump in O2 until hydration. Pump in O2 until your, what would that be, like 333 liter, give or take. Whoops. It just brought up my what the, I think it was, oh, that was the steam overlay. Did it just eat my, it did. It did. Okay, pump in O2 until 333.3 liter, give or take. Oh, right, because I can't do, really, tilde? Then stop, and then pump in vol until there, then stop. That would be one way to do it. So you can start with your empty tank, fill it up to a very specific point. It's already pre-calculated. Wait a minute. No. No. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. That's right. Come on. Liquid volatiles. Okay, so 25 moles per liter. And then jeez, liquid oxygen. Okay, yeah, 33 mole per liter. Okay, yeah, that would be a problem. Total moles. Oh, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? Okay, let's write that down. Okay, so this would be... Okay, yeah, oh, so what I meant here is total volume. And then here, if you're just adding to it. But this wouldn't actually work because you would have, at this point, let me bring up my calculator. So if we put in, can't use that, scientific, so O2 at 1/3 of the tank would be, did I do that right? So this would be approximately, I'm just going to round, 110 kilomoles. This, then, the remaining balance would actually be about 166.6 kilomoles. So that would be out of balance doing it this way. So in this case, then we would want to calculate... we would want... How would we do this? There's a math problem here. Oh, an ad break. Cool. So we would have... This is a math problem, and I'm rusty on my algebra. But essentially, we would want to... O2, so 2... no. Right, 33x plus 50y, right? Is that right? Is this... Is this, yeah, okay. How would we do this? Because this would be, or 2 times 25. Where, this is liters. So 33 moles per liter for liquid oxygen and 25 moles per liter of liquid volatiles. There is a math problem here, and I'm struggling. That's okay. So, well, 10,000 liters. Well, that doesn't help, right? So we already know that. We want it based on moles, right? Oh, okay, so we could divide this by 33. Yeah, okay, so 10 kiloliters of O2 is equal to 303.3 liters? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Why am I dividing? Jeez. That would be multiplied. Right. Times 33 would be 330 kilomole O2. 10 kiloliter volatile would be equal to 250 kilomole O2. What am I trying to do with this? My brain is not working. Yeah, I got some health to burn. Oh, wait a minute. The answer is kind of simple, but we might not. We might have to scale this up and down. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I just figured it out. So what we want to do. Oh, this is stupid. Okay, yeah. So, Jesus, 33 plus 50. So
Hunger critical.
each balance, molar balanced liter. Wait, that would be 3 liters, wouldn't it? Would it be 3 liters? Hang on. Why is my brain breaking here? Okay, so the O2, this would be 330, but 250. So we want 50. So with a 2-to-1 mix, oh, that's okay. I'm actually trying to burn the cooling here. Yeah. Well, I got the laptop in my hand. I can go into the
Health low.
greenhouse. Yeah, that won't be a problem. It gives my cooling system a chance to catch up because I severely overloaded it. And actually, I should have really regained some cooling. Real quick, let me check this. Where are we at over here? We are... Yeah, we're cooling a little bit better. We are cooling a little bit better. We'll rip this off, eat, drink, and all that. Probably got to mix some water at some point. Of course, that will put a load on the system that I don't really want to deal with. But that's the way it goes. Okay, put that away. Shower. Oh, wow. Okay. So, pull this back out. Pull it back out, put it away. Okay. So, we want... Okay, so we want 20 moles. Okay, so that's just a scale thing. So 50 moles to 33 moles is what we want for the mixed ratio. That would be 2 liters. Wait, why wouldn't that work? Am I? So you would have a target mole be 500 something. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a fair point. You could probably calculate the number of ticks. I think that would actually, because I know the gases are a little bit different, because it uses, I guess it's compression technically. Uh, 250. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Something like that. Yep. Then you could read the. Can you read the ratio? I guess if you make sure that you include the moles per liter somewhere in your code, you could actually figure it out. Moles per wait. Moles per liter in world. I guess I'm not. Guess I'm not understanding that one. But yeah, wow, that actually does not have much latent heat. 33.33. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, that's new. Maybe a cold pool. Yeah, so if you wanted a specific liter, one. Ah, 1 liter to 2 liter. Okay, I keep screwing this up. So yeah, you don't necessarily want it exactly balanced liter-wise. You would want it balanced mole-wise. So, but if you had a 10,000 limit, there we go. Yeah, that. Yeah, so I guess the hardest part is finding your cap here. Why am I... You know what, I'm going to pull up Excel just to... so I can plot out what I am thinking. Because you would want the molar weight to be a ratio. So, so your O2 is 33 moles per liter, and your volatile is 25 moles per liter, and you want this 2, so your ratio right? Okay, so yeah, I don't know, I'm getting off my brain. It's just not, I don't think I'm thinking about the problem correct. 10,000 liters divided by 33. No. It would be times. I already did that calculation and got that goofy. Oh. Liters. Hey, yeah. Made my brain shift gears here for sure. So the that would be so 20 kiloliters would be 500. So this would be the mix ratio. So I guess at this point, yeah, so you just divide this by 3. Is that no, because you would want 600. Okay, there we go. You would actually want, let's write that label better. You would want 660. This is what you would want. Okay, then you divide it by, okay, so that, there's my calculator. So 660 kilomoles divided by 25 because that's the molar weight. So this would be 26.4 kiloliters. There we go. So that's what, okay, there we go. That's the ratio. So in this case, you would pump in O2. If you had a limit of 10,000 liters, you would have 3. Oh, 72.7. Okay, that makes sense. Because this, our total mix here would be 36.4 kiloliters. So if we just divide these numbers by 3.644, right? Okay, so 330,000 divided by 3.64. So we would want approximately 9660 liter mole, which would be equal to 2.747.25 liter. Then here we would want our 660. Is that number I just did? Divide by 3.64. 101,318. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Yeah, take that number and divide it by 25, and that would be equal. Oh, there's your number, 725274. So my number's a little bit off. What the heck am I doing a dot there for? Yeah, so this. Yeah, so you would, if you were limited to 10 kiloliters, you would pump in 181 moles of volatiles, or 72.52 liters, give or take. We wouldn't want to necessarily overpressurize, so just keep this ratio. So this is the ratio. So your 72707 is the proper, or close enough to the proper mix. So you could actually target that ratio. So as long as you had 72% volatile by volume in the tank, you're good. So that would probably be the mix. So you could target two things. You could target like a rough, if the total volume is under whatever, you could pump in at full speed and then kind of slow up if you want to keep the mix exactly where it needs to be as it gets closer. So that was a long journey to get there, but we got there. Yeah, that would be a 500. Okay, right? Yes. Yeah. All right. So now with the Hastalloy, can I make that? No. Astraloy? I could make Astraloy. Let me see. Astraloy. If I can spell it right, that'd be great. Correct. 1 copper, 1 cobalt, 2 steel. Where did I had something written down somewhere and I lost it. That's weird. Good thing I was done with it, I guess. Oh, it's right there. Jeez, okay. So in this case, for the Astraloy, we are looking at 1 copper, 1 cobalt, and 2 steel. So if this is correct, yeah, no, I can understand for sure. Sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around things, especially if you can't picture it in your head. I know I struggle with that sometimes myself. Let me go see what I have. I don't think I've got any copper. I may have cobalt. Steel, I'll cut this up into 100 and get... Okay. Technically, I could probably just grab some of the copper out of here. Well, let's not do that. It's mine if we're going to do anything. So I need copper, cobalt. Cobalt. 2. I just need 1. And then, do I have any? I don't have any copper. Alright, so let's go get some copper. Yes, copper. I already got the steel, so that won't be a problem. That's lead. Once I can cool my system down a little bit, I'll probably pick all this off. Whoa! That was weird. Just got launched up the mountain somehow. Yeah, you're welcome to say his name. I have a feeling you might know who you're talking about. Whoa! Let's see. Gold. Oh, Shadow Drake? Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of awesome stuff. Silver, gold. I don't need the gold. I need copper. Yeah, he's pretty active in the Discord. He's also... Ooh, yeah, I need... I don't need cobalt. I've got it. Lead. Nope, don't need lead. I need copper. Give me copper. Come on. That's nickel. Usually all I do is run into copper. Come on. Copper, copper, copper. Ran by a whole bunch of it earlier. There's some copper. Boom. Whoa! Whoa! Did I open up a pocket under me or something? Jeez. Scare the crap out of me. I have done a lot of mining, so I may have impacted some of the density. I can see some of my craters. Alright, that's all I need. That's all I need. Okay, we will go ahead and put you away. You're the hill. Whee! 10 meters a second. Space engineers. Okay. Yeah, that's if I don't know how impacts affect her. That would be one thing to find out. Because the hardest part about Venus mining, until you get used to it, is the pressure. Oh man, because when you're mining, you create a vacuum, and with 2.3 atmospheres, it's brutal. It'll push you around like nothing and crack your suit. Ooh, we're talkative out here, huh? So first off, we need... Shoot, I need to split the copper. But we need 1 copper, 1 cobalt, 2 steel. So cobalt, copper. Let's split this further down. Where's my labeler? 100. Okay. Shoot that through. And spit that out and shut you off. Put that away and shove you in there. Okay. Yep, pressures. What the heck was I trying to make? Astroloy, so I need over 30 megapascals. Do I have the temperature? I do have the temperature. Okay, there we are. Good. So, yeah, this will make 50. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's what I wanted to see. So this also makes 50. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, this particular series I kind of did throw in the towel. I was trying to do an Iron Man, but I just could not handle it. So I ended up having like 18 deaths to dehydration. I finally stopped dying to everything else. Of course, I burnt my lungs, so I've got to come up with liquid nitrogen eventually. Excuse me. Okay. Astroloy. Let's stop pressing all the wrong buttons. So Astroloy is going to be... 10 copper, 10 copper, 10 copper. Well, I guess let's put that there. So ingredient 1 is going to be 140. Let's see, no, 10 copper. Oops. Let's be proper here. 10 copper. Next up is cobalt, which is actually not on the list here. Took me 17 games to get the devices. Yeah. It took me a very long time to get to mine. But the my biggest problem is the stellite because of the temperatures. I didn't have a good way of getting the what the heck, programmer. There we go. Get the temperatures up there. The pressure wasn't too bad. Didn't I copy that to clipboard? Throw that. What are we doing here? My calculator has stopped responding. Paste. Okay, so if I literally right-click and paste, then that'll work. I thought they, oops, yeah, that's just... Yeah, I thought they took maybe... Okay, yes. Steel and Inconel. Oh, you know, maybe I'm thinking of the processor. Ah, yeah, the Electrum Waspaloy. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm thinking Stellite for the suit. 142, we are going to do Cobalt, which is Charlie 5, 6, 7, 3, 7, Charlie Foxtrot, and 0A for 10 Cobalt. And then steel, we need to put in, I guess, 2 stacks of steel. That's a lot of freaking steel. But that's... If I can keep this to like 500 increments, I think we're good. And it looks like it's going to be that way. Biggest problem I was going to have is my storage for the steel was going to be in stacks of 500. So if I had to split it into 50s, it could be a logistics nightmare in the shoot network. But I think we're okay. Inver, okay, Waspaloy. Okay, so Waspaloy. This Waspaloy is 1 silver, 1 nickel, 2 lead. Yeah, and I'm assuming this is also going to be a 50. So we multiply all those numbers by 10. So put, well, hang on. So we start off with, yes, the ores are going to be all degassed, so I don't have to deal with the pressure, temperature drop. Or in some cases, maybe temperature spike if I bring volatiles and NOS together or something like that. Waspaloy, ingot, silver. So we'll grab silver, right? Was it silver? I wrote silver. It is silver. Okay. And this will be 0 alpha for 10 silver. And then we're going to have 10 nickel. 2, 10 nickel, 0 alpha. And then 20 lead. And actually, I don't think I have... Oh, I do have lead. I have lead right here. One, 3, and I believe that's 1, 4. Let me verify that. The furnaces are going to have a pressure or a temperature regulation. What is going on? Why won't this... It's just ignoring my inputs. Darn it. 2. Oh my. Windows, you broke. Calculator. 1, 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the furnaces are going to maintain their own temperature, or this, maybe the cook chip, the chef chip, jeez, is going to make sure to maintain that. I do have, let me show you. So behind each furnace, let's put on my helmet. I guess I gotta put it on, and I'll go ahead and put the suit on too. So behind each furnace, it's kind of hard to see. I've got a cold valve and a hot valve. So there's a pipe network behind each furnace. It's going to regulate the temperature of the pipe network, and then the furnace is also going to regulate its own temperature. So right now I don't have the furnaces doing anything, but the pipe networks are doing what they're supposed to do to maintain the pressure temperature. Now this one being the exception because that hot pipe that it's trying to warm up with is actually cooler than cooler than the target by about 100 degrees. Actually, that's kind of annoying. But that's just because I keep running stuff in the furnace outside and I'm not heating it up. How much condensation? Yeah, less than 0.5%. I can deal with that. Yeah, this thing's having a heart attack because it's pushing so hard against this pipe, which in fact is heating up my furnace, incidentally, because I'm waiting for this to come down in temperature to reconnect it. I am definitely struggling with heat. So, and it's really irritating because I feel like adding in the water phase change system has actually bottlenecked me. So, and water is such a good coolant. I may need to put a second phase change loop in, and maybe that's what the problem is. Yeah. Okay, so 20 stacks of lead. Yeah, so this would give me a full stack. Now, Hastalloy. Hastalloy is 2 silver, 1 nickel, 1 cobalt. Simple enough. Yeah, the only nice thing about Venus is that it's very, very, you can figure what the temperature is, and you don't have to worry about temperature variations there, and you can smelt actually quite a few things in atmosphere. Lead, copper, gold, silver, electrum, waspaloy, inconel, you can all use Venus atmosphere for. So that's kind of nice. Silver. Yep, silver. It's going to be 130 31 and 10 silver. No, I need 20 silver, so 14.
Hunger caution.
And then nickel. Just grab that, and all we need to do is change the address. And then I have cobalt for 10. Cobalt for 10, right there. So all I gotta do is change the address. Perfect. That's Hastalloy. Inconel, Waspalloy. See if there's anybody I'm missing up top. I'm not. So now, Stellite. Stellite is who I'm missing. Stellite. Stellite is 1 silver, 2 silicon, and 1 cobalt. Simple. Okay, so I don't. That's good. I don't have to split up the steel, which I was really worried about. And I only need 10 of these, right? 10, yeah, 10. So 0 alpha. And then the next is nickel. Boom. That's a... No, that's not nickel. It's silicon. So let's grab the right thing here. Silicon, 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 silicon. Way up here. Not used by very many things. 152. We want 20 silicon, so we need a 1-4. And then 10 cobalt. And I'm actually surprised with how much room that I have in the rest of the chip here. Very, very good. Okay. So if I wanted to even put lead in there, I could do that. That wouldn't be a problem. But I don't think there's really a use for storing lead ingots. So that works. Okay. Beautiful. I think that's everything too. Nice. Okay, so I think I can actually open this up so I can throw a chip in and
Hydration
export
critical.
it. And of course I can't read the stack, but there we go. It's programmed. And it actually doesn't even need to be on because it's not doing anything besides that. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's go eat and drink. Yeah, I kind of figured that was the case. I've seen some archaic references to the security printer. I think some different types of projectiles and stuff. I don't even know if they're really in the game anymore. But at this point, yeah, I don't think there's a point in storing lead. But I do have room in the chip if that ever changes and I need to actually store lead ingots. Really feel like some of the batteries should actually use them. Whoa, man. A very quick shower. Did I lose? I don't think I've lost any other plants, except for the 2 wheat that died. Yep, 2 wheat that died, and some of my ferns that I was kind of hoping would just drop dead of their own accord, so I don't have to deal with them. But So we've got the cookbook all set. Now, actually, why don't I stay in the greenhouse? It doesn't make much sense to leave the greenhouse. We're going to do more programming, which it took longer than I thought. So go ahead and edit this and bring in my notepad that was on it. Okay, so we've got... Do I want to place the orders or handle it? Maybe I should handle it. Okay, so the chef. So we've got a request memory chip. Yep, okay, and then I've already got how it's stacked here. This I don't know. This one I don't know. Okay, so for this... Alright, so I got this in a notepad. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm not going to place orders yet. If I need, I will place an order manually. I'd rather have the auto smelting working properly first. Oh yeah, you're hearing my pipes going crazy. So, so I've got my phase change loop over there is way overheating. So that's the liquid pressure is way high. Actually, that's what you're hearing is liquid pressure is being too high. And then I've got several, my ACs, I use an active vent pushing air into them. So all their inputs are at 50 megapascals or higher. So I got pipes all over the place creaking. So yeah, you did hear pipes. So I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not going to use those. So I have a request memory chip. So I'm going to need a memory chip. And then I'm going to write to a sending chip. So there's 2 memory chips that I'm going to do here. Oh, okay, I see. The pipe crack. Oh, like actual damage sounds. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll double check. I mean, it wouldn't be implausible that I don't have a bunch of stuff laying around. Okay. These are looking about right. Why is my drinking water so warm? What are we doing up here? You're singing. You're singing. Ah, 0.5%. Oh, I guess I could grab you while I'm thinking about you. 45 megapascals. 35. Volatiles are low. Let's make sure we're good here. Oh, wow. I am cranking through the O2, or the CO2. Ah, I can't believe that. That was, at the end of my game last week, it's like 20 megapascals in that tank. Okay. Yeah, it's looking... I will check out here real quick. Oh, I never turned my AC off.
Power low.
So last place it could be... that's intentional, by the way. We'll be out here. 35. Wow, you're actually really... Why are you losing so much temperature? I need to throw cobalt through here. Ah, interesting. Well, I guess technically my cooling system up here could have a problem. Let me check that real quick. We're still pressurized. Yeah, we're still pressurized, so we're good. 466. You're doing good. Yeah, that's possible. Anything's possible around here. Technically speaking, I got this too. Yep. Okay. It looks like everything's safe here for now. What's going on here? Hang on. Why do I have so much? Oh, it's because it's coming off of you. Okay. So my nitrogen's filling up inside. That's where that airflow's coming from. Okay. Alright. What am I? Oh, that's the runway lights that I'm seeing. Okay. Well, better safe than sorry. Always good to check. So I needed to run out here and grab 2 memory chips anyway. Sending and receiving. Okay, so the ordering system for the furnace. Just got a bunch of garbage laying around. You know what? Let's throw this. Let's at least try to combine stuff. Okay. Ink canal, ink canal. Wait, that's more Westerly. Oh, it was Astroloy. Okay, any more of that? Let's see. Spit that out. You have anything? Okay. Constantan. We're gonna throw the Constantan together. not going to worry about the silicon because we'll use that in multiple different things. Silver. We already stacked that together. Okay. That looks beautiful. Alright, 2 memory chips. 2 memory chips. Hash generator. Ooh, wait a minute. Hash generator. I guess it doesn't matter. And consoles. I think I like the idea of consoles. Go. Go. Do. Request. Send. Yeah, maybe just make sure that I got that spelled the same. Of course, I can use those as a buffer chip, I think. Okay. So chef, and waiter. Okay. Get a hash generator. Console. Throw the logic memory in there. Pull you out. Let's throw these in just to be done with it. Okay, works. Pipes. Throw that down. Okay. Let's get back to editing a little bit. So, the idea that the requester requested chip. Find recipe. So, alright, so we start there, read the requested chip. I don't know what I need. We'll start off with an init and a main, yield, jump main. Read request memory chip. So the requested item so define hash request, not define alias. So we're going to load batch. Load batch by name. We'll just do it this way. Into h request. Device hash is going to be the hash for the memory. Name hash is going to be hash requested. Logic type is going to be setting. And we'll just do average. So define h memory as hash. Logic memory. Okay. Branch equals 0. H request. Go back to main. Simple. So now we're going to alias stack pointer. So at this point, move ISP to 0. Okay. If not empty, iterate stack, find recipe. So we will get into R15. This is going to be our temp. Device D. Ours. Okay, so we'll reference cookbook. Address is going to be ISP. So we have to alias a reference cookbook. And this will be load batch by name into reference cookbook. Device hash is going to be hash. You know what? I think this is the only time I'm going to reference it, so I'm not going to waste a line. Housing. So we will reference the housing. Ooh, it's going to be compact, actually. Compact as the hash, and the name hash is going to be hash IC cookbook. And then reference ID some. Ooh. Okay. So I guess I do have to shorten this up. So this is going to be hash housing. Compact housing. So I do indeed need to waste a line because, yeah, H. Hey, Raiders and Mumaji. Hopefully your stream went well. I'm just bashing my brains into working on my ordering system. I did finally program the cookbook. So that was fun. Luckily, I was worried that I was going to have to split the steel into smaller than 500 stacks, but I managed to figure out a way that I didn't need to do that. Getting the steel into the ordering system is going to be fun, but we'll figure that out later. So we load up the cookbook reference. Make sure that that's actually the name that I am using. Grab that. Just to make sure that that is indeed what I'm using. It is. Good. Chicken Alfredo. Absolutely. I made a mean chicken bacon ranch pasta bake the other day. So, init the reference to that so that I can read the stack. Alright, so if it's not empty, iterate stack, find recipe. Let's see. First off, yeah, so branch. Ooh, how do I want to do this? Do I want to look if it's a match and then loop? If it's not, or do I want to, because I don't want it to go too high. Feel like branch some way. We'll come back to that. We'll add 10 to this branch greater than so if the index has increased for some reason past 200, because I don't have that many addresses in the cookbook, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it really shouldn't be above 170, but we'll say 200. Then we're just going to branch back to main because I can't make that thing. Right. Branch greater than. And then branch relative. Jump relative, right? I want to say branch because that's what you would write in assembly. Jump relative to line A. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 4 at this point. So in this case, we can go ahead and branch relative. Jump relative. Wait a minute, no. Branch relative equal. If R15 equals H request, so I found the item that I want to cook. I found the recipe, then we're going to branch 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. There we go. Alrighty, thank you very much for stopping in, and I really do appreciate it, and have a good one yourself. Yeah, it is late. Probably only going to be here for maybe another half hour at the most, unless I get really sucked into this programming project, which is entirely possible. So now we are branch relative. So at this point we have found our recipe, which is laid out in this fashion. So now the system that is placing the order is supposed to check that these exist. So at this point, we're going to assume that it is correct and we have enough in the silo to place the order. So I'm not going to double check it. I'm not going to validate it. Probably a bad idea, but I'm not going to validate it. So we're going to, I wish there was an increment. Add SP1. Do I want to do this? Or do I want to, I'm going to use a secondary, because that's the base. I'm going to do a current stack pointer, just so I don't. Stack pointer plus 1. So this is going to be the first item. So we'll branch back to here as we go. Get our 15. So our temporary variable is going to be pulling in from the cookbook at current set point. We will branch relative equals 0. R15. So if R15 is 0, that means that there is no more items here. And then we jump to the next point. I'm going to leave this blank for now, because I don't know how many lines I'm going to need to jump. But we're going to... how do I want to do this? We want to set a... Okay. Oh, hang on. All right. No. Okay. So we're gonna push that down a little bit. So we're gonna add current set point. We're gonna add 6. Alias reference furnace. Actually, it should be a name hash. It'll be a name hash of a furnace. Yeah. So we'll get into name hash furnace. Device is going to be the reference of the cookbook. At address current set point. So yeah, so now we know what valves we're opening, closing, all that fun stuff. So we will set batch network H shoot valve, define H shoot valve hash shoot valve, and not sure which one I'm actually using here. Shoot valve right. I guess I can just write it twice, right? I don't know why it took so long for that. And shoot valve left, I'm assuming, is shoot valve left. Okay. Just in case I change my mind on what valve I want.
Hunger, caution.
Yeah. Right, shoot valve. Now, can I just change open? I think that's all I need to do. Open, no, name hash furnace, open 0. So we start by closing the valve, and that forces the items to be shot into the overflow, which will go into the furnace. Get furnace name, shut valves, clear furnace memory, set batch name H furnace, name H furnace, clear memory 1, H furnace. So guess what? We got to put a new hash in here. Define H furnace. Furnace. Grab you. Okay, so now I got that. So we clear the memory, shut the valve, open silo number X for Y quantity, then shut. Repeat until ingredients are sent. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we're doing that. Clear memory. I gotta wait for that, so I'm gonna have to keep a sum of ingredients. Ants, ants, ints. Some items. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we clear the memory before anything comes in, just to make sure. Okay. So we open the valves.
Hydration critical.
Alright, we're going there. The last march of the ants. Yes. Absolutely. Let's see. This. We got this. I'm going to go ahead and blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. We got that. Pressure to use. Oh, that's another thing I'm going to maintain. Call resources. Shut digital valve, which we have here. Done. Open silo, which is going to be... Okay. Add current. Okay, so this is ingredient 1. Get the ingredient. So the name hash of the ingredient, so that's good. If this is equal to 0, we'll skip past this because we will have gotten everything. So we have to do some processing here. So we have a value that is not 0. Extract into R14. This is going to be the quantity. A bit field from A, so it's going to be R14. B. Beginning at B for C length. Now, here's the problem. Extract. I'm assuming... Oh, I used 8 bits. I don't even need to do that, do I? I need to do more than 4. Yeah, okay. So anyway, extract. So the way that I have these configured is that I've got a I've got a 32-bit hash with a number appended to the end. So this too is going to be the quantity. Now I'm not sure how the extract is looking at this number. Do I need to look at this position and read for 8 bits? That I don't know. Or do I need to say 0 and 8? Are we starting from the left or are we starting from the right? That always makes me wonder. Big endian, little endian. So if I make the assumption that we need to jump in 32 bits, 8, and I could be reading this wrong. R13 would be R15. 0 for 32? No, wait a minute. 40 for 32? I really don't know. I don't really want to check the Discord right now. So this would be worth some, maybe some testing to see how that is. You know what I might do is I might just copy what I have here. And do a really silly test here. So what I'm going to do is clear this, because I know that the cookbook is already in there. So I'm going to set get the load batch name. Load batch name into R15. Device hash is going to be. I'm going to have to define hash IC. Compact IC housing. It's just because this runs too long and you run out of space in the line. It's the disadvantage there. So we're gonna hic name hash is going to be IC cookbook, and then we are going to load. Logic type is going to be reference ID. Some get yeah, we can make this work. So R14 device R15 address 01. So this will get me the first ingredient to an iron ingot.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, I know. I'm huffing and a puffing. That's okay. I'm testing. I'm programming. Who needs to eat and drink when you're programming? So we get so R14 contains our item hash. I extract into R13 from R14. Let's just say 0 and 8, and let's set batch by name to device hash. Memory name hash is going to be hash. Nah, I don't do that. Plus, it's letting my base cool down, so I have enough resources. I don't have to worry about running out of stuff. Luckily, but yeah, my cooling system was way overloaded, so I'm finally catching back up. I had my base actually where I had to wear my suit, where I was cooking my lungs. Hash. Ooh. Requested setting, and we're going to set this to R13. Define HMEM. It's going to be hash. I think it's structure logic memory. Logic memory. It was okay. And we will write that. So this should write a 10 if this is exactly how I think it wants to be, but structure logic memory, make sure that's correct. We have a requested. Okay. So Chef Boyardee. Okay. It didn't fail, and that's 10. Okay. So now, if you know what, I can actually make this work. Holy crow. Filter devices. You can do that? I am looking for request. Requested. Okay.
Health low.
Close that up. Alright. So now if I grab this chip, we will start at 8 and go for 32. This should now give me iron ore. Aha! Okay, so that's what extract does. Alright, good. Very awesome. Okay, I'll go eat and drink. Okay, so the extract starts
Power low.
from your rightmost bit. So technically the least significant bit. So that's what, Little Indian? Little Endian, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's the deal. Awesome. I am glad that they added the extract. It does help eliminate some of the needs to do some shifting, especially if you have multi-encoded things instead of just like one or two things. I think insert also. Oops. Well, I'm gonna have to make some bread here soon. How are we doing on flour? Flour 100. Okay, so good. All right. Because I gotta replant my my wheat, because I did kill off 2 of my plants. My tomatoes are dead. Half of my ferns are dead.
Power low.
I cooked them pretty good. Was it cooked? Yeah, cooked. No, I starved them. I ran out of CO2. That's what it was. Speaking of CO2, 3 megapascals. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I can extract. Now I know how extract behaves. For now, I will forget promptly. Let's get close enough to the wireless. So let's pull up the There we go. Let's do that. Paste. So the code we were working on before so we extract R14, so we're going to start 0 and 8, and then 8 and 32. Quantity and item. Alright. And we still got lots of lines to go, so we need to open up the silo. So this needs to also have a connection to the silos. Okay. Oh, input and output. Alright, so the silos. Oof. I don't like how much this network is gonna be okay, whatever. So we are going to set batch name. Device hash is going to be a silo hash. Name hash is going to be R13. So the name hash. Clear memory 1. Set batch H silo R13 open 1. And we're going to load batch name H silo. Oh no, R15. So this is our. Yeah, okay. H silo name hash is going to be R13. Grab this while I'm here. So the output type is going to be export count. Export count sum. We're going to branch relative less than. So we're going to branch relative if R15 is less, right? If A is less than B. Oh. If A is less than B, yeah, R15 is less than R14, then we're going to branch -1. So we're going to keep until it is, let's set batch H silo, R13 open 0. So we're going to close that there. So let's go up here and drop this hash in. Okay. Oh, right. At this point, we should also move some items to 0 because I kind of neglected that. We're going to add to some items. We're going to add some items to some items. Plus R14. Keeping track of the grand total of these. There we go. So we're going to open the silo, wait until everything has spit out, and then we are going to close it. Yep. And then, in theory, what we would be doing here is add cur set point. It's going to be cur set point plus 1. Then we're going to branch. Do I save a line or do I use a label? Jump. It would be jump relative anyway. Jump. Item check. We're gonna call it item. We're gonna use a label. I can always remove that if I need to. That'll save one line per label that I don't use. So branch relative. I could use a label here. Branch equals 0 here. Host item check. Branch relatives are really good for where you need to spam check something or iterate a loop in a really tight fashion. But they can also be your enemy too, so you just have to be very wary when you use them. So in this case, I should be going through all the silos, waiting for the expected amount of items to be ejected from them, closing them, going through all the ingredients, and then we are going to load batch network name R15 furnace, reference furnace, name hash furnace. Logic type is going to be import count and sum, and branch relative less than. So if R15 is less than sum of items, then we will branch -1. We'll just keep on wham, bam, 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 bam. Although I could, at this point, I think I could give it a yield. I don't know if that yield is really necessary at this point, but we're going to give it to it anyway. So at this point, then we have gone through all the silos. You just want to be a pain in the butt. We have sent all the items. We are now there. Then at this point we can set batch name H shoot valve R. Name hash is name hash furnace. Open 1 SBN H shoot valve left name hash furnace open 1 and spell valve right, it'll help. So now the valves are open. We have called for our resources. Now, at this point we are doing temperature check. Temperature check. So load batch. Okay, so add cur set point is going to be cur, I set point plus 8. So we're going to do temperature first. Okay, load, get into R15 reference cookbook at cur set point. So R15 is now going to be the temperature of the target. So we're going to make sure that the furnace is equalized in, temperature. We'll worry about pressure later. So we will set batch name. Oh, wait a minute. Load batch R14 is going to be device hash furnace, name hash is going to be name hash furnace. Temperature average. Okay. How do I want to do this? So let's just do, say 300. Do I have the temperature set? I would have to look at my chip. I don't know if I've actually got the temperature. Yeah, I do think I have a temperature set. So if the set point is equal to 450, let's say, just arbitrary numbers, and actual is equal to 400, right? If we do set point minus actual, we would get 50. If we do actual minus set point, we would get negative 50, right? So I guess I take either of that. I take the absolute value if it's greater than, okay, so, all right, so subtract. So R13 is going to be R15 minus R14, just for the heck of it. And then we're going to take the absolute value of R13 and shove it into R13. And then branch less than, so if R13 is less than 20, then we'll jump into check pressure. Yeah. Otherwise, we need to set batch device hash is going to be hash furnace, name hash furnace. Setting input, I'm going to set to 30, and we'll do the same thing for the output. And that should get some circulation going, and then in this case we're going to branch relative, jump relative, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we don't need to re-get this. We need to re-get this. So if we jump -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll land up here, grab the temperature again, do the comparison again. Check pressure. So now, at this point, we're going to steal this and grab 7, because this is the pressure. And we're going to basically grab what we got here. At this point, it's going to be pressure. Yeah. Then we're going to grab this and grab pressure, average. And we can do the same thing that we did up here, R13, R15. Oh, actually, this is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to take the absolute value. Okay, so R15, so it's our set point minus actual is what we are doing here. So if the set point is 1500 and the actual is 1400, in this case we would have 15 minus 14, so we would have 1000. So in this case we would be 1000 shy. Well, we could also do this. So we could do ABS R12 of R13. So if we are within tolerance, branch less than, so if R12 is within, what is my definition of a window? 200 kPa. So if it's less than 200, then we don't care. We will leave it as is. Otherwise, now we need to set, let's see, select set greater than, right? Or select is, yeah, set greater than, okay. So if A is greater than B, in this case, so we're going to set, oh wait a minute, at this point, I'm going to steal R12, because we don't need it. At this point, if we, yeah, okay. Set greater than, so if A is greater than B, so if our average pressure is above the set point pressure, set greater than, so select R11, B if A is non-zero, otherwise C. So A is the number we're checking against, so R12. B if non-zero, otherwise C. Okay. So non-zero. I'm just going to say 10 liters, otherwise 0. Set batch. Right. Device hash is hash furnace. Name hash is name hash furnace. And then this will be setting output R11. Then we're going to do the same thing, except it's going to be set less than. R12 is going to be R14, R15. Select R11, R12, it's going to be 10, 0. Basically it's the same thing, except it's less than or greater than. And in this case, set batch H furnace, name hash furnace, setting input R11. Okay, branch relative. Or actually, you know what? I might just branch back up. Yeah, jump to check pressure. At this point, it does not save a line because the label's there. So at this point, we're going to set batch H furnace, furnace setting output 0, set batch H furnace, hash furnace setting input 0. So reset those, which this, okay, so it's going to jump. If I have to adjust the temperatures, it's going to jump into a pressure check while the settings are on, and then it's going to make the adjustment right now. Then when it's done, so process, I guess at this item, this is process items. We're going to clear it. So we're no longer changing our temperature, no longer changing our pressure. Let's see, so circulate air if temperature tolerance, set pressure as needed if pressure and temperature within spec. Open furnace. Okay. So here is the question. At this point, do I want to check again or just make the assumption? Because we checked our temperature and then we brought in the pressure. We probably should double check. Now, how many registers have I used up? Only that. So let's do alias set point temp, not to be confused with stack pointer. R6 alias set point pressure R7. So this way we don't have to keep rereading it. So we post item check, item check, item check, item check, temperature. So we're going to set point temp. And then R15, so we're going to set point temp. Okay, and at this point, set point pressure. Set point pressure.
Hunger caution.
Yeah. So we don't have to keep re-referencing that. Which, these I could actually push up a little higher and save some out of the loop. I don't think that would be an optimization. I don't think it's required at this point. But if I start running into problems, then I might do that just to trim some off. So at this point, we set this to 0. Okay, so we're going to load batch R14 or R15, doesn't matter. RH furnace. Name hash furnace. Temperature average. And we're going to subtract into R14. This is going to be our test, so it doesn't matter the order we do this. R15 and set point temp. Absolute R14, R14. Branch greater than or equal to. If R14 is greater than or equal to temperature window is 20 degrees Kelvin, you are going to go back up to, we got to to make sure there's no branch relatives. I'm going to get into here. No, okay, so this is check temp. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, branch. Okay, so now load batch R15 furnace. Wow, that's screwed up. Wow, okay, load batch R15H furnace. Name hash furnace. Pressure average. Now we're going to subtract R14 and R15 pressure. And in this case, we can do our absolute branch greater than or equal to R14 is equal to 200 window kPa. We're going to go to check pressure. So it's going to keep doing this up until we're good. And if it oscillates too much, I may need to adjust this down. I'm only doing 10 liters in, 10 liters out for the pressure check. Temperature check, I'm going hog wild. I'm half tempted to go to like 50. You know what? 50-50. That should do something about the pressure or temperature. So at this point, temperature's good, pressure's good. We can open up the furnace. Device is furnace, name hash, furnace, open 1. We're going to set batch name is going to be memory, name hash is going to be hash. I see shipping, I think is what it's going to be named. Setting, and it's going to be, oh, right, hash requested. H request, yeah. So we're gonna push that out there, and then load batch name R15 from the memory chip named request. I think it's requested. Maybe it's requested. Requested. Some setting average, I guess. Branch relative not equals 0. R15 negative 2. We're going to do that because we're going to do a yield after this. And then just waiting for that to clear. And if that does clear, then we are going to set batch name, H memory, hash, shipping, setting 0. We are also going to set batch H furnace, name hash, furnace, open 0. We're going to close that. I have enough that I could even throw off and off on there and stuff like that. Do a little bit of power savings because the furnaces use 100 watts. So theoretically, I could save 400 watts just by shutting these off while they're not in use, and that's entirely reasonable, I think. So pressure and temperature within spec. Open the furnace right to the sending memory chip, and then wait until the request memory chip is 0, and then clear the sending memory chip, and then return to main. So I might even go through the shutting them off. Sure, I mean it's already there, so what we're going to do here is if right here we're going to get the name hash for the furnace, and guess what we're going to do here? H set batch name, yeah, H furnace name hash furnace on 1. Go ahead and do that. So we'll turn it on, do the processing, turn it off. Quite frankly, we could even do this. Branch equals 0 H request main. Yeah, okay, so set batch name hash, or device hash is going to be monitor name hash. Hash is going to be requested. On is 1. We'll go ahead and turn those on and off too, 'cause, those are not cheap either. Console monitor. So we'll turn on requested. At this point, here we're gonna set that, so set batch name H console monitor name hash is going to be shipping. On is going to be 1.
Hunger critical.
Shifted. And then we're going to set batch name H monitor hash shipping, setting on 0, and H monitor hash requested on 0. So we're going to shut the monitors off as well. There we go. I think that might do the trick. Let's go eat.
Power low.
Temperature's looking pretty well in here. Pretty good. Of course, once everything catches up, everything stops singing. Of course, to eat, I need to make bread. And we're gonna go through and I'm going to have to plant a couple of wheat plants, so we'll sacrifice my yield a little bit. There we go, and then that. Okay, and make me my bread. Drink some water while we're doing that. And the temperature in the greenhouse has finally reached where it needs to be.
Hydration critical.
Hydration critical. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah. Barely even a bother. Okay. Bread. Eat up some bread. Very nice. There you go. Stuffed my face. All right. Still singing over there. I'm thinking I may need to put a second water phase change system in line. So, because this one's trying to do a lot of work, going from like 140. It's got a 100-degree range. So if I compress that a little bit, it might be okay. Possibly. It can't hurt. But, so yeah, I think we made a lot of progress today. We did get through making the recipe book, and I think this is what's going to handle the. I almost want to test it and see how miserably it fails. But, well, let's see.
Power low.
If I have enough iron, then I will consider running a test with iron. If I don't have enough iron, then there's no point, because I would have to go out and mine and get everything. So let's run over here, check our iron silo, and see, do we have 10? We have 11 items. Okay. Well, actually, that's not going to work. That's not going to work because... how am I doing on lead? I've only got one lead. That could be a problem. Did I? Okay, I don't have a big pile of lead back here, so... Okay. So, yeah, so I was going to do a test with the... iron. But I did come to realize that it's going to be a problem because that sucker over there is... Well... this is never going to be within the temperature range that is set to, so I would have to increase the temperature for that to work. Then I thought about solder, but the only problem is I have apparently only one lead, one in my inventory, but my degassing furnace is too hot. It would smelt it, so I guess we're not testing it tonight. So maybe I will put that on the to-do list for building something up with one of these other furnaces, so I could do waspaloy. Now, I don't know about waspaloy, because that requires... Well, it requires lead, so I can't use the waspaloy. But another one, Invar. Invar I could probably do, but I do need to get a 5 and 5. Actually, let's see what I have for nickel. Do I have... I might be able to... Ooh, we can do Invar. We can test it. We can test it. Well, there we go. We're gonna test it with Invar. 5 and 5 is what it needs. 222 bytes. That's definitely not what's in there. Export. 222. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a little bit more reasonable. Okay, so the chef. Hopefully something doesn't just blow up. Oops. Requested should be 0. Okay, let's make sure that nobody's sucking or blowing. Okay, nobody's sucking or blowing. Looks good. Okay, so the idea here is we're going to grab Invar. We'll just grab that and throw that in the requested. Okay. See. Invar should go to number 3 furnace, so it should be this furnace. Okay. I don't feel that it is doing much. Line number 47. Line number 47. What's line number 47? '47 is... Oh, crap. Well, for one, these silos didn't open. So I suppose that's good. Okay. Well, there we go. Troubleshooting the next one. Line 47. Yeah, I've considered it, but I don't know. I'm always apprehensive about using mods. So 47. All right. So I really need to, step into a little bit more. So it was supposed to be waiting for a silo to open. So edit. Extract 832.13. So that's supposed to be the item, unless. 32. Yeah, that should be what it is. It should be. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Because as far as I know, this and this are supposed to be the same. I guess I need to go through the cookbook and make sure that the recipes are correct. Or maybe that, I don't know, maybe that went green. So somebody read it. So this one should pop open, I think. What would I say? Invar? Yeah, iron and nickel. So iron, nickel, ore. Yeah, one of those should pop open. So I guess, I don't know. Alright, I'll pull this out. And we'll look at it, I guess, next time to make sure, see what's going on. I could probably throw a little debugging information in there, like the setting on the IC housing for the silo I'm looking at. All that fun stuff. But I feel like we got the core of the code down, so it's just working out the bugs and the kinks and the off by ones, and it didn't keep the sign bit or something silly like that. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. But I do have enough spare lines to work with if I need to go back to the old ways of everything. Yes, alt catch fire. Very. Yep. I have a short on that. It's actually, very surprisingly, it is my ¡1 short. So everybody gets a kick out of that. But I think that's a good place to stop for the night. I got buried in the code. It ran longer than I was anticipating, but we had fun. So let's see. Same category. I guess I could do my outro. I goofed that up. Oh well. Yeah, so I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.